What's going on, guys? It is Tux and welcome back to Pokemon Radical Red. Unfortunately, after the last episode, I did not save my save file and I lost all the data that I had. So we have to start fresh in a fresh new world. And as always, we start by naming ourselves Toxette. This run is not going to be a randomizer Nuzlocke because I have seen quite a lot of people saying that the randomizers are quite difficult with this game. So I decided just to start as a normal Nuzlocke and go through it just through the story instead of having random encounters pop up. We name our rival Josh, as always, who's our good friend, aka Mr. No Rugrats, and we spawn into the world before being asked about what sort of game we want to play. Of course, we chose to do hardcore mode because we're doing a Nuzlocke, and then we also set no for the randomizer because we want things just to be as they are, as the game's intended to be played. Because I know this game is really hard just as a basic game, so playing it on hardcore would be just good. I chose the superior starters in Sinnoh because I have one starter in mind that I really want. And then we try and run away from Route 1 before Professor Oak interrupts us, runs us down, and takes us back to his lab, just like what happened in the first episode. So this series, or this first episode of this series, is going to just be our encounters that we can get. And then next episode, we're going to go through rivals, we're going to go through Viridian Forest, and we're going to go through all the rest of that stuff. So, of course, I had to choose Piplup, the best starter in Sinnoh, one of my personal favorite Pokemon. And we call it Pat because I wasn't too sure what to call this thing, and we can always rename it later if we need to. But Pat, I thought that was a really cute name for a Piplup. I know it's going to evolve into a Napoleon, but our rival Josh decides to take Bulbasaur, which is, fair enough. Bulbasaur's alright, I guess. You can check back on my Pokemon tier list, which I uploaded a little while ago, and see what I think about these starters. But then we battled Josh, and this battle took forever because this Bulbasaur spammed Growl, and Bulbasaur's quite tanky, and all we had is Pound, so we had to spam Pound while taking a couple of crits, but luckily we have an Oran Berry, which is given to you at the start of every game, but then about 10 tackles later we finally managed to take this little Bulbasaur out. Bulbasaur is crazy tanky, and I'm scared to run into Gary, or Josh, sorry, in the future, because I know that would be very scary. So we run into the Pokemart, we collect the parcel for Professor Oak. We're just slaving away for this old man, running his errands everywhere, and then we make it all the way back to Pallet Town. Route 1, we encountered a couple of Pokemon in Route 1, and I was very interested to see what our Pokemon that we're going to pick up as our first encounter was going to be, and I thought Seedot was pretty cool. We encounter a couple Pidgeys, we encounter a Patrat and a Zigzagoon, and I thought, any of those Pokemon for a first encounter is going to be fine. I would rather Pidgey, if anything, or maybe the Seedot, but I know Seedot evolves like late with a Leaf Stone, so I'm not sure how that would have gone. We do a little bit of training on the way and take out Pidgeys and take out things just to get Pat leveled up a little bit. And of course we learn Bubble, because the Nuzlocke hasn't technically started yet because we haven't got any Pokeballs. So we check out our little friend Pat, we switch Bubble into the first spot, and we go into the lab where Professor Oak is waiting for us, and Josh is going to meet us there because we're going to finally get our Pokedex. So we deliver the parcel, Josh interrupts us rudely. So he entrusts us children to be responsible for the Pokedexes and all the data that they have inside them. So we leave Pallet Town and we head up to our mum so we can quickly heal up, because our mum does this in this game, which is amazing. Our mum's the best. And then we head over to Route 1 where we're going to get our first encounter. And just like what I wanted, like I said earlier, we managed to pick up an amazing little Pidgey. And now I haven't used Pidgey in a Nuzlocke ever, so using a Pidgey in this is going to be quite fun. I know Pidgeot is quite a good Pokemon. It also gets a Mega Evolution, which is good. So I'm very excited for down the track if we eventually manage to get an evolution or a Mega Evolution stone for it. So we got it a little bit weak, but it was tanking all the hits. So I decided just to throw a Pokeball, and our lucky day is upon us because we catch it in our first Pokeball. So Pidgey, I like Pidgey, and I like I like Piplup quite a lot, but that's a strong electric weakness that we're developing already. We name it Claire, but I spell the last part of Claire A-I-R because Pidgey flies and is always in the air. I thought that was a funny little joke. And our second encounter in Viridian City is a Patrat. Yep, I was pretty disappointed in this. But you know, Patrat might have got a little buff in this Nuzlocke or this ROM hack, so I'm very excited to see maybe if it gets some cool moves or if it's just all round a better Pokemon since you know, since Gen 5, because Radical Red does improve a lot of Pokemon. It does work on a lot of Pokemon's abilities and buff their stats a little bit, so I'm hopeful that Patrat can redeem itself from the Pokemon that it was and actually can be quite a threat moving forward. So I named the Patrat Evan because it looks like an Evan. I'm not sure what my thinking behind this was. I'm just calling Pokemon whatever I feel fits. Claire was a good name for the Pidgey. And we look at our pal Evan and we switch out Claire so we can get some training in, because we really need it at this point in the game, because we need to just get some levels so we can go take on our rivals in the later game. So our next encounter was a Shinx, and I would have loved the Shinx compared to a Patrat, but we can't win them all. We managed to get a Piplup, we managed to get a Pidgey, so Patrat just balances out our team a little bit, I guess. But Shinx would have been awesome for our weakness that we have to electric types, even though Patrat's not super weak to it. So here is a little bit of a grinding montage. I just wanted to get some levels in and get our Pokemon up a little bit, because I know the levels of our rivals are around 8 to 10, so I didn't want to be underleveled going into those battles. So this is just a little bit of a grinding montage for you. I was pretty salty at this stage because there was a lot of awesome Pokemon that we found in that grinding montage, but I decided that it was time to go get some more encounters. So we got some potions, got some Pokeballs. I even decided to buy some antidotes and paralyzed heals just in case, God forbid, we get paralyzed or poisoned. So we head over to Route 22. I know this is where... Actually, we got the old rod first, my mistake. We get the old rod first. We head over Route 22 because Route 22 is where we're going to fight Josh in probably the next episode. And we can also get an encounter here. And it's another one of my favorite Pokemon, aka Starly. And we always call Starly Quinn, so getting Starly is an awesome Pokemon this early in the game because Staraptor is a dangerous Pokemon. But the electric weakness just got a bit worse, which is very annoying. A Pikachu would literally run through our team. So we tackled this thing a couple times, and I was super scared of taking it out, but it's been using Growl, so Evan's attack stat would be a lot lower. We throw a Pokeball one last time, and we managed to successfully catch the Starly, and I just love Starly. I think it's a very underrated, overrated Pokemon. Like, it's one of those Pokemon in Gen 4 that everyone has, but it's very underrated and underappreciated in my opinion. So we go back, We need to heal so we don't lose any Pokemon to any mistakes. And we're going to head north of the city so we can get ourselves another encounter, because we want to fill up the team and we want to have a good variety, because this early in the game there's a lot of threats around. After talking to Professor and getting the berries, we run into a Litleo, and I have never used a Litleo in any sort of playthrough, so having a Litleo in our team is going to be awesome. It has good stats and it's a fire type, so it breaks up our little weakness train that we got going on. So Litleo and a Pyro is going to be great down the track. So we catch the Litleo, and I was running through my mind trying to find a good name for this. In hindsight, we could have just called it Nala, but I decided to call it Lena instead, because I thought that was a nice little name for our little lion. So that's the end of this episode, guys. We just got all our encounters. We're setting up our team ready for the next episode. Next episode is going to be battling our rivals and taking on the Viridian Forest. I apologize for the randomizer Nuzlocke not being saved properly. I really do. That was going to be really fun. But this Nuzlocke, hardcore Nuzlocke, is going to be just as challenging and just as fun. So let me know down below, who is the MVP going to be on this run? Who is going to survive to the end? And I'll catch you guys on the next video.